If you're under 100K a month with your agency, you need to do this today. It helped me scale 2 of my own agencies and home service niches to 100K a month and help 120 people hit 10K a month. And once you understand and have clarity on how to do this, you're literally probably only 4 to 6 months away from being at 100K a month. Now that said, this video is gonna be straight raw value on how to do that, no dopamine edits, nothing like that. So if you can't handle that, then click off right now. This isn't for you. But with that being said, lock in and let's get to it. Now the first thing that I wanna cover is the math and the finances to hit 100K a month. Most people see 100K a month as this like big milestone. First off, it's not as cool as you think. Sometimes I see agencies all the time profiting more at 70K than 100K. You shouldn't have some big revenue goal. You need to be profiting as much money as possible. I want to run that as a disclaimer. But all that it takes to hit 100K a month is 30 to 40 clients paying us anywhere between 2 and 4K a month. That's the name of the agency game. These people are slapping piffs. I see people talking about, I'm gonna build and release infrastructures. That's bullshit. That fucking shit. There's low LTV. And these people are just trying to trick you, market to you, make you feel like there's this new thing that you need to scale. How many clients can we get to pay us anywhere between 2 and 4K a month? Can we get 30 people in the whole world to pay us 4K a month? Okay, then that's 120K a month. Odds are, yes, we can do that. So we can do this with a few different offers, either retainer, so anywhere between 2 to 4K a month just monthly on a retainer, or performance. So let's say we're charging 100 bucks a lead, 20 leads a month, 40 leads a month, 200 bucks an appointment, then we get them 10 appointments a month or 20 appointments a month, and so on and so forth. So all we need to do to be able to do that, let's reverse engineer the numbers. So if we land 2 clients a week, that's 8 clients times 6 months, that's 48 clients. What? 6 times 8 is 48? Yep, I don't know why that rhyme got. Anyways, that's 48 clients, and if we're turning 10% monthly over a 6-month time horizon, we'll be somewhere between 30 and 40 clients. So that's all we need to do. Once you break it down like that, if all you need to do is land 2 clients a week at 2 to 4K a month with 10% churn for 6 months, you will literally experience life-changing amount of fucking money in half of a year from now. But the problem is you guys want to be like, I'm gonna hit $100,000 next month or else, you know what I mean? Like if you could guarantee that you hit 100K a month in 6 months, but you just have to put in the work, I'm willing to bet you're gonna take it. So all we have to do to be able to acquire 2 clients a week for 6 months is acquire clients for a 2 to 5x ROAS on cash collected. So meaning if we spend $1, we make 2, or $1, we make 5. Anywhere between this means it's scalable long-term to be profitable, and then 4 to 8x on ROAS, contract value. And so what I mean by that is, let's say your contract value is $10,000, then you want to acquire a client for like $1.5 to $2,000, and that would just make sure that your thing is profitable. So that's it. Boom. Genuine. That is fucking all you need to do. Video over. No, I'm playing. I'm gonna walk through exactly what you need to do to make sure everything's aligned. Now, the first thing is offer. I'm not gonna dive too deep into offers. I make a lot of videos about offers, so you go click somewhere, find it. But 2 things we can do, either a retainer, like I was talking to you about, or pay performance plus setup. I like this one a lot more. That doesn't mean this one doesn't work. Retainers work, pay per performance works. Just don't change the shit so much. I see people all the time. I'm gonna change this. I'm gonna change this. I'm gonna change this. You literally just get reset of how good you are at something. You're running a retainer and then you don't run the retainer long enough for you to actually see results. So then you quit. Then you go do pay per performance, and then you go run it, and then you quit, and then you try this other thing that you saw on YouTube. Then you try this thing that you saw somewhere else, and you never end up seeing success because guess what? You never let yourself fucking get good at it. It's like if you were in the gym and you were like, oh, I'm gonna hit chest today, and then you're like, nah, I only need to hit legs for the next week. That wasn't, I don't know if that was a great analogy, but fuck it, we're gonna go with it. Anyways, everything works, just stick with it, pick one, don't fucking quit. I'm talking to you, don't fucking quit. But anyway, so retainer, simple scales, it's literally just like, okay, you're gonna pay me anywhere between $2,000 to $4,000 every single month, and you're gonna make more money. If you make less money, you cancel. If you make more money, you stay with me. It works. I like this one more. And the reason why is because you charge the setup fee. I like to do anywhere between 2.5 and 6K for the setup fee. Let's just say we're charging on the low end, 2.5, and then performance for the first 30 days. And let's say that performance fee, for example, is just 100 bucks for a book call. So you charge that 2.5K up front, and let's just say, for example, you get them 15 book calls in the first month. So you got that 1,500 from the performance fees plus the 2,500. That's all month 1. So month 1, you end up collecting $4,000, which is like a piff. So the cash flow is amazing for this offer as long as you can actually deliver. Let's say 1 month you don't provide a lot of value, they're gonna leave you because they still have to pay the $4,000 or $3,000 or whatever your retainer is. With the pay per performance, then if you don't provide a lot of value, you don't get paid much, churn's lower, and at least with the pay per performance, you have a chance to like redeem yourself for the client the next month, and the LTV is higher for the same exact reason. So like I said, the offer is not the end of the world. It's very, very important, but like either of them work. Now, here are some of the best practices to be able to land clients at a 2 to 5x ROAS on cash collected, because like I said, that's the numbers we're searching for. If you hit all of these numbers that I'm going over in this video, all you need to do is spend more money on ads. That's it. Or spend more money in the marketing system that's making you money. Now, anyways, here are some of the best practices to be able to land clients at 2 to 5x ROAS. I've had clients with 30x ROAS. I've had clients with 100x ROAS. 2 to 5x comfortably is where we want to be able to scale. One way, opt into VSL. So basically here it's like an opt-in page. So like it's like what's your information, and then it goes to a VSL page, and then it goes to an application page. Application page is just book a call page, and then a thank you page. This is one way to do it. The thing I don't like about this is like, are you really calling your leads like you should be calling your leads? The opt-in page is essentially like, it's not useless, but I think it's overrated in a lot of scenarios. How many calls are you really booking off the opt-in lead? Because the ones that opt in but don't book calls are the ones that actually aren't that serious because they're not in enough pain to book a call right now. Opt-in pages are kind of overrated in my opinion. I'll kind of get into at that in a second. Another strategy we can use is a lead form strategy. Now, I'm sure you've heard of this one a lot. Basically, all this is pretty simple. It's a lead form. This is on Facebook. So it's very, very similar to this funnel, but rather than coming off of Facebook to go to the landing page, the opt-in page, it just goes lead form straight to a landing page, and that landing page is the same thing as the application. So it's just like a book a call page, like book a call to chat with us. And then the thank you page. Thank you page is gonna be like, thank you, whether it's a VSL, whether it's some case study videos, whatever's on there. Another one is a VSL funnel without the opt-in page. So it literally is just a VSL with an application right below it, and then a thank you page. Other than that, there's some IG strategies, some Instagram strategies, which honestly work really well depending on the niche, but there's some DM ads, and it's kind of like demand gen marketing. So I don't know if you've seen those people running like, follow me on Instagram and I'll show you all this value, yada, yada, yada. So they're just trying to get as much attention to their face as possible. It's kind of like Coca-Cola, kind of like Pepsi, like in the sense where it's like, they're not really being like, buy my shit, 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 please buy my shit. It's more like, hey, I exist, I have shit, you wanna buy it? You don't wanna buy it? Now it's the same thing with Alex Hormozi's doing right now. And it's the same thing Alex Hormozi's doing right now. He's not like, join school, join school, join school. He's not like, join the workshop, join the workshop, join the workshop. He used to be, but he realized it was diminishing his brand. And so what he ended up doing is just pushing everyone to the book, everyone to the free books. And he realized, if I get more people to the free books, I'm gonna make more money. Now, if you guys are in the traditional like local business space, that's not something I suggest, but the funnels that have the highest probability of helping us achieve that 2 to 5x ROAS on cash is gonna be a VSL to an application, right? So the one that looks like this, where it's on the same page without the opt-in page, because I bet you're not taking advantage of your leads like you need to be. And then the other one is a lead form to an application page. So the lead form would be the form on Facebook, and then it goes straight to the calendar page. And I'll kind of explain when one's good, when one's bad, things like that. Now, the thing with the VSL to application page is there's a bunch of intent, because they're gonna watch this like 90-second explainer, let's say, or maybe even up to like 15-minute explainer. It can literally be 30 seconds. It can literally be 30 minutes. Like it literally just depends on like the type of leads you want. If you want someone to be super fucking intent, like show rate to be super high, and they're gonna show up to the call pretty much ready to buy, we can have a 30-minute explainer video requiring they watch the whole thing. If we want them to just be a little qualified, higher show rate than traditionally, we can put a 90-second explainer video. If you guys want me to make a video on how to write a VSL, let me know. I'll make one. But it just depends on the niche. Like in this lead form strategy, we're gonna be having the prospect fill out their information on Facebook, and it's gonna be autofill, which basically means we're gonna get their email and phone number really easily. It's so easy to submit a lead form. You've literally pressed like 2 buttons, and then the lead form goes through, and then they book a call. So this is like not a lot of friction. And what I mean by that is like lead cost is gonna be super cheap, appointment cost is gonna be super cheap, but it's gonna be really sales team dominant. If you're your sales team, it's just gonna be you dominant. Are you calling your leads enough? Are you actually doing what's required? Are you calling your B2B leads like 5 to 6 times a day? Are you following up with them like you should be? Are you confirming your calls? Are you texting your calls before they actually show up? Are you nurturing them properly? Are you texting them the VSL? If you're not, then this is a waste of fucking time. Don't run the lead form and just do the application, right? If you don't have the discipline to be able to do it. The thing is like the ones that watch this VSL and then book a call right below, the intent's gonna be way higher. It's gonna be more expensive, don't get me wrong, but the intent's gonna be higher because they went and watched the video, they know who you are, they probably like you a little bit, they probably trust you, they know a little bit about your offer. Now with the lead form, this can absolutely slap in the right industries. But the problem is it's gonna be completely dependent on the industry that you're in, and it can bring low intent, right? And it's super, super phone heavy. Let's say the industry you're in is like any home service. Yes, I would run a lead form because having someone in the home service industry's phone number is so valuable because whenever you call them, they're gonna pick up. But let's say you're targeting agencies, coaches, consultants, e-commerce, those motherfuckers don't pick up the phone. I'm running a VSL funnel with an application page. I'm not running a lead form, right? Let's say it's like a biz op offer. Like it just completely depends on the business you're running. Even let's just say you're running a traditional social media marketing agency. If it's like e-com, even like dentists, like they're not super heavily around the phones, right? They have like gatekeepers and stuff like that. Construction guys, solar guys, they're on their phone 24/7. So of course I'm picking lead form 10 times out of 10. But if it's like SaaS, dudes who aren't picking up the phone on people they don't know, I'm picking this VSL funnel. That's kind of how I would make that decision. I don't know if y'all can hear, it is genuinely pouring outside. I've been working like a fucking dog recently. It's 11 at night. I'm locked in for y'all. So if you're enjoying the content, so if you're fucking with it, subscribe, helps me out a bunch. It motivates me to pump out more for you guys. So next thing I'm gonna go over. Now, when I say financial modeling, what do I mean? I basically mean, what do the finances need to look like in order for us to be able to scale our ads, or for us to be like, oh, this thing's not going wrong. Honestly, what I'm seeing is a lot of people are like, their ad costs are good. They just are scared to spend more money, right? Like if you're turning $1 into $3, you just need to spend more money. Like you should probably click off this video, and then what you're gonna wanna do is duplicate your ad set and just spend way more fucking money. It's probably what you're gonna wanna do. Anyways, so the financial modeling for 8 clients a month, because we need 2 a week. We're gonna want a $1,000 cost per acquisition, right? So basically means, if you guys don't know, we're gonna spend $1,000 on ads, we're gonna spend $1,000 on outreach, and we wanna close 1 client. So that would be a $1,000 cost per acquisition, how much it costs to acquire that client. So basically that means we're spending $8,000 a month on ads. So around ish $250 a day, right? A $50 cost per book call. Let's say we're getting 5 calls a day for $250. Our show rate's 60%. So we're getting 2 to 3 shown calls per day. We're closing 15%. So we're getting 2 clients a week. Because 2 to 3 shown a day is gonna be around 14 to 21 shown calls a week. And that would, closing at 15%, is gonna be closing 2 a week. And boom, we do that for 6 months. That is literally all that we need to do. It makes sense. So if you're turning $1 into 3, right? And your numbers look anything like this, let's say your show rate's a little little lower, but your close rate's higher. Your cost per book call's higher, but your show rate's higher. Like, they can vary. But at the end of the day, the only number that actually fucking matters is if we spend $1 on ads, are we going to make 2 to 5 back? And if we do this, and if our backend is set up properly, we're gonna make a lot of money. So what we need to do from there is we need to track the data and optimize. If you're not tracking these numbers, you're cooked. You're never gonna make money. You're actually cooked. You're actually like permanently fucked because you're not gonna know what you need to change. How do you expect to fix anything or get any better at anything when you don't know what's wrong? So you have to know what's wrong and able to be ordered to fix it. So please track your fucking numbers. Now, the last thing I'm gonna be covering in this video is how you can lower your churn, because I covered half, which is how you can land 2 clients a week. But then the other half of it was how you can keep your churn under 10%. Now, if you don't know what that means already, is basically like, let's say you had 10 clients, how many are gonna leave you every single month? So let's say you had 10 clients, one of them leaves if your churn's 10%, right? So we need to make sure that with our client acquisition, we're covering churn, if that makes sense. So it's like if we're losing 1 client a month, then we need to make sure instead of signing 8 clients, we might have to sign 9, you know what I mean? Because we lost that 1. And I want you guys to understand how important churn is and keeping it low, because you don't want to just be this agency that just signs clients all fucking day and has no recurring revenue, like a churn and burn agency. That's actually the worst thing ever. And the reason for that, the whole reason why you wanted to get into this agency game is so you could have time freedom and location freedom, financial freedom, obviously. If you're doing this, you have no financial freedom and you have no time freedom, because you essentially have to replace your business every single month. You don't have predictable income. It's very, very stressful. Trust me, you don't want to do it. I was there before. I was getting chargebacks. I wanted to cry. Anyways, so the first thing you can do is offer performance, right? Which is basically like I was talking about earlier, only pay per appointment, only pay per lead, only pay per show, only pay per close. This is going to lower churn, obviously, because you're getting paid on the performance of what you bring them. So if you don't deliver results, you're not going to pay. If you do, you do pay. I think you guys understand why that would lower churn and why less people would cancel. Now, the next thing is going to be done for you updates. The reason why we have to do this, when it's a done for you service, let's say you're trying super hard to get their Facebook ads fixed, but you're not telling them anything you're doing. They're not going to know what you're doing because they don't know anything about ads. That's why they're paying you. So if you don't tell them what you're doing and why you're doing it, they don't really know that you're doing anything, and they're going to think you're just taking their money and running away with it. So every time, let's say an ad campaign isn't performing well, what we would end up doing is just being like, hey, your ad campaign is experiencing this. Let's say it's fatiguing and we're seeing bad quality leads come in. We're going to go ahead and change the hook and try and get a better quality audience in by doing this, yada, yada, yada. And so even though they are getting bad results, or even if they're getting good results, they want to see what's going on. They want to see where money is going. Imagine you paid somebody for something and you don't like the result, you don't like the outcome. They're never telling you what's going on. So you just feel like you're losing money, you're throwing it down a fucking pothole. That's the problem with done for you services. The third thing I mean is going to be fast feedback loops. I was already talking to somebody about this today. Like, the problem with your backend, like your B2C, is like, let's say you book an appointment for your client, you don't actually know if that's a qualified appointment. And even if your client tells you it's an unqualified appointment, you don't know if they're just being stupid or if it's actually unqualified. So you need to have a conversation either with your client or on the appointment setting call for your backend. So like when a lead comes in, you call the appointment, you need to just qualify the lead for them. So you can see how good is the lead. Let's say our leads are bad quality, so we can just make a change fast. The first 30 days are going to be the most important time frame of when you're like closing that client and how well you need to deliver for them, because that's their shot they're giving you. So if you can't have a fast feedback loop of like, these leads are bad, hey, these leads are good, then you're going to oftentimes just churn them after the first month and they're not going to stick with you. The fourth thing is going to be platform. I would question the norm of what platform you're even running ads on. Like any home service niche, I like Google ads way more than Facebook ads. There are some industries like realtors where I like sending SMS blasts or cold calling way more. Facebook ads don't work the best in every niche. Like for example, let's think about HVAC. The HVAC niche, people looking for change out and replacement appointments, which pretty much just means like getting their whole AC replaced. Let's say your AC goes out, your AC gets fucked up. Personally, I'm looking up on Google and being like, okay, HVAC contractors near me, or fixing my air conditioning. I'm calling the first 3 people that pop up, I'm getting prices, and I'm going there. I'm not seeing a Facebook ad and converting on it, you know? So that's why I think Google works way better for home service. And so I would just question the norm of what normal people are doing, because what other people are doing doesn't often mean that that's the best thing to be doing. So that's all I got for you guys today. If I'm providing you value, click the subscribe button below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.